Today I want to share with you how to build a deer antler candelabra or chandelier, or whatever you want to call it. It's really cool having this on a kitchen table in a cabin. Everybody's pretty impressed by them, and they just add a nice ambiance to any small cabin or cabin in the woods or some kind of off-grid situation. So I'm going to show you how to make one of these, and it's actually really easy and you don't need much. So you do need to find a little deer antler, any size, whatever you want. They're actually pretty easy to find if you live in a rural area, especially in the woods. Deer always walk the same path when they're in the woods. So early spring, you could walk through there before the growth happens and they'll just be laying on the ground. So especially in Michigan and Pennsylvania. So you find a deer antler with a couple points, and then you need to have cups. So these here, I'm going to use this one because they're brass. These are airline fittings. You can get these at like Home Depot or even Ace Hardware. And it's a crimp line for the end of an air compressor hose. You can use the wooden cups you could buy them from the craft store like this, but I found that if you forget about it or you fall asleep, the candle will burn down into here and actually catch the wood on fire. So on this one I'm going to use these brass fittings. So the first thing you need to do is, an antler normally isn't all that stable. Sometimes they are. So on one end, find yourself a piece of dry stick, like preferably something that's not green and alive, so that it has so the glue sticks well to it. And what that's going to do is go right here, and that's going to give it a little base. Once that's glued on there, it'll give it some stability. And then any little handsaw like this work just fine. And I got this stick here. It's probably about the diameter of a quarter, maybe a little smaller than that. And I'm going to cut, for this particular antler, I'll just have 3 candles. So I'm going to cut 3 little coins or discs out of this. I'm going to try to cut these just right around a 1/4 inch thick. Just like so. And I'm going to cut 2 more of these. Peel the bark off. Three little discs. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my larger disc that's going to be like the foot to keep it stable. I'm going to set that under there, kind of let this lay, and take a magic marker. And this short time here, I really don't have much an option, so I'm just going to cut a little bit off of it. And then this one, maybe keep it up a little higher. And then this one, go a little lower. And I'm just going to cut those off with a saw as flat as I could get it. Then should be able to set this right back up here and have 3 little surfaces that are pretty flat. Then I could epoxy these little coins up here. Like so. So I'm going to mix up, you could get some 5-minute epoxy. They sell this at the Dollar Tree. It's actually pretty good, and it's a small quantity, so you don't have to buy this big ginormous tub that you're never going to use. And they are really only $1. So this is a 2-part glue. You mix it together and it dries in like 5 minutes. So when you do lay this out and you feel like you have everything level and you've made your cuts, if you lay your coin on here and it doesn't seem like it's flat, what you can do is take a file like this, lay this down in a position where you feel like everything is perfectly level, and just slide a file, or you could even recut it or maybe use a piece of sandpaper. So after we get to this point, I'm going to try to glue with that 5-minute epoxy all these things on in one shot, and then when it's dry in 5 minutes it'll be ready to go. So with the epoxy, this is a 2-part adhesive, so when you mix them together, the 2 parts, there's a chemical reaction, and together they'll get hard on their own. So I'm just going to mix this up with a little screwdriver or a stick or whatever you got. Make sure that it's really well mixed up. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this heel on. Get a nice glob. I'm going to drop it right on here, right in the middle. Then I'm going to set this right here. Then I'm going to take each of these little coins, I'm going to get a little bit of glue right in the center, each one, like that, and just drop them right on here. Like so. This glue, they say it dries in 5 minutes, and it really dries in 5 minutes, so you don't have a lot of time. You can do this in more than one shot, but I'm just going to go for it. That's it. When that dries, you can put some candles in it and burn it. Well, here it is, all dry, burning some candles. And I hope you enjoyed this. This is an easy, fun little 20-minute, half-hour project. You really don't need much to do it. And if you like this kind of stuff, maybe like, subscribe. I'm going to make some more cool stuff like this. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.